I want to start by thanking Marla and Donna for asking me to be here today. My name is Adam Craig, and I want to share with you today a little about myself and a journey through life with the male role belief system. I'd like you all to know that I am a loving father, a supportive husband, a grateful son, a caring brother. I'm also a park ranger and dedicate my life to making my community a better place. And I'm used to talking to children and talking about frogs and things like that, so this is a little different than what I'm used to, but I think I'll get through it. But I am also an example of someone who has learned the male role belief system, and for many years operated in that system without even knowing it. Some of the things I learned growing up: boys don't cry, men are the head of the household, and women stay at home and take care of the house and the family. And if someone challenges you, you don't back down, because backing down is considered weak and inferior. When someone cuts you off in traffic, you race ahead of them and cut them off in return. I think we all know that one. But also, he who yells the loudest wins the argument. And if words don't bring about the changes I wanted, then being physically stronger would get me what I wanted. I learned how to exhibit power and control over others in the world, especially my partner. So going forward to 2011, I'm an adult, I'm in a relationship, raising a small child, and in general, it's a difficult time, but there was lots of disagreements at home. There was threatening behavior. There was cheating, lying, arguments, yelling, chest pounding. I would loathe coming home at the end of the day because there were so many resentments building inside of me. There was this person just hovering under the surface, waiting to come out. This person was a vindictive lasher, a know-it-all, pompous, self-centered, self-righteous, two-faced punisher. I really don't like that person. I'd much rather my authentic self be the person hovering under the surface waiting to come out. I'd really like that person, a loving, tender, thoughtful, patient, caring, selfless husband, father, and friend. I want that guy around. So all this anger and resentment was boiling over, and at one morning I struck and injured my partner, my daughter's mother. I ended up in jail. My life was instantly flipped upside down. My violence not only landed me in jail, but it severely hurt someone. It affected my family. It affected my work, my friends, everything around me. The hurt, disappointment, and sadness rippled out from around my actions and affected so many people I truly cared about. This moment in my life, however painful and shameful it is, was also one of the most important and influential moments in my life. I was referred to the Mankind Program, a program run by the Center for Domestic Peace to help batterers, to intervene batterers and to stop the cycle of domestic violence. At the time, I thought this was anger management class. I didn't know what it was, that I'd be in this class with other jerks and abusers. But I was surprised immediately when we started the class with meditation. And then I listened to each person introduce themselves, identify their hitmen, which is the part of the male role training that has taught us that how to do violence, how to exercise power and control over others. We also talked about our authentic selves. And then we described some way in which we dealt with violence each week and what tools we would use to keep ourselves calm. For this first class, I listened for 2 hours, and then I got to introduce myself, and I was shocked to hear myself say out loud that I was a violent person and that I was dealing with very similar internal struggles as all 20 or so other men in that class. And after class, I checked in with Steve, the facilitator, and asked him, what is really available to us here? And he smiled, and he said, you know what is really available here? Peace and equality. And that just that just struck me right there. I knew that this was what it was all about, that the Mankind program would change my life. There's not a day that goes by since then that I've not thought about my threatening behavior and analyzed interactions with people that I meet throughout the day, what it means to cross boundaries without permission, what my body feels like when I'm triggered, what it means to really listen to someone, how to actually have healthy and equal relating with someone, how to set and maintain healthy boundaries for myself. These are all tools that I use to keep myself safe and to keep myself in a place of non-threatening behavior. And I mentioned I'm a father, and now I find a very powerful motivator that I be the example for my daughter. That I be the example of what a man should look like and how a man should behave and how a man should talk to women. To break down the gender role training that I learned and stop the cycle of violence. I want to be patient and kind and gentle and caring and soft, and that it's okay to cry, and it's okay to be sad and feel sadness. It's okay to drive in the slow lane and let other people fly on by without having to race them down and cut them off. And when I think of what a husband should look like, I think of the man my daughter will marry someday. And I try my hardest to be like that man, moment to moment, hour to hour, day by day. I think it's pretty fair to say that it was pretty difficult to get up here and share with 375 strangers my life and my violence. But I hope that you can see that there is the potential of someone good in all of us. That we as men are not born of violence, that is something we have learned. And it is so important that we start teaching each other, other men and other boys, something else. Peace and equality. We really do have to be the change that we want to see in this world. Men have to be the leaders of change too. Speak up against violence and violent behavior to women and girls and all people. I want to thank you for stepping up to support Mankind and the Center for Domestic Peace and other programs, and I can tell you from my own experience, they really are making quite the impact. And by doing so, we are creating a community for our children to live in peace and equality. Thank you very much.